Will here, and welcome to my review of the Nokia Lumia 930. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at software, the hardware, the design, different stuff, how the phone copes in gaming and all that good stuff. So first off, we're going to take a look at the hardware. I'm just going to do a quick spec rundown. So first off, it's got the 5-inch screen. This is a 1080p screen. It's got 441 ppi, and this is Corning Gorilla Glass 3, so the screen is pretty strong. Internal, we got 32 gigabytes of internal storage. There's no SD card slot anywhere, so you can't expand the storage, but 32 gigs is plenty. Next up, it's got 2 gigs of RAM. That should be fine to run all your applications. On the side, we got the volume rocker here, and right beneath it we got the power button and lock button here. And right now we have a dedicated camera button, which is something that I like to see, especially seeing as this phone's got a 20 megapixel camera and it takes pretty decent shots. I have a separate video which I'll link. I'll put some images up so you can get an idea of what the image quality is like, and the video quality is pretty good as well. In terms of the processor, it's got a Snapdragon 800 processor. It's quad core, clocked in at 2.2 gigahertz, and it's got the Adreno 330 GPU, and it's got all of the other little goodies like accelerometer, FM radio, and Bluetooth and all that good stuff. So we're gonna walk through the hardware really quickly. Like I said, there's no physical buttons on here, it's just the competitive buttons at the bottom. So we got the back button, the Windows button, which takes you back to the main screen, and we got the search button, which opens up Bing, and you can search with the internet, your applications and stuff like that. So that's pretty useful. The design is absolutely, it feels solid in the hand. It was built solid. You have aluminium going around the side, and you got the glass at the front, and then you got the polycarbonate back, and the back is pretty good. From what I've seen, it doesn't attract fingerprints. It still looks very nice, and the quality just feels very premium, especially when you hold it in your hand. It just feels solid, like it was built solid, and it was built to last. It's available in different colors. You obviously got the orange, it's available in green, and I believe it's available in black and white. But the main colors that they're showing off in is the orange, the bright orange and bright green. The color, I think it kind of stands out. It's not your average smartphone. Your average smartphone is kind of got these dark colors, this black or grey colors. This kind of pops out a bit. So I really do like the color. On the back, you got the Nokia logo right there. You got the speaker. You got the camera, and you got the flash. You got a microphone here, and at the front as well, and the front facing camera as well, which is a 1.2 megapixel camera, and the back is a 20 megapixel camera which could take 1080p video, and the front could only take 720p video, so keep that in mind. At the top you got your slot where you put your SIM card and your headphones going right there. Like I mentioned before, volume rocker, lock button and dedicated camera button. At the bottom you have a micro USB, and the left hand side is completely blank and there's nothing there. So overall, the hardware is built solidly. If you have a chance to go into a store, pick one up in your hand and have a feel for it yourself. It just feels absolutely solid, and it feels very good quality. It's better than some of the other flagship smartphones out there. It's on par with the HTC One M8. It has that good strong build quality about it. So in terms of build quality, you shouldn't have any issues there. It's pretty much on point and it's pretty good. So now we're going to dive straight into the software, and this is running the latest version of Windows Phone 8.1. and yeah, this is basically my first Windows phone, and for me to get into this, it's been pretty simple and straightforward. Basically, you got your tiles here, you go across here, you got all your applications listed, and then if you wanted to go into the settings, you just swipe down, jump into the settings, and you got a whole bunch of different settings. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but you pick up straight away if you're new to Windows Phone. Settings are pretty straightforward. You could change the theme, so if you wanted to change the color from blue you got all of these different selections here. You could enable lock screen, Wi-Fi. You know, you've got all of these different settings in here that you could customize up and, you know, change it. And let's go back to the main page here, which is the tile page. This tile page, you can, you know, add in applications. So let's say, for example, we wanted to add in let's add in BBC iPlayer. So you just tap and hold, pin to start, and then it automatically adds it down there with a little tile, and you could just tap it and you could rearrange these. And so far, the in terms of using it, it's been pretty smooth. I did a separate video comparing it to the HTC M8 if you want to go check that one out, but for the most part it is pretty smooth. You can see scrolling is smooth. In terms of lag, I don't think there's pretty much no lag on the phone whatsoever, so you don't need to worry about that. And one more thing I want to touch on really quickly before I move on, this phone does have wireless charging, so obviously you can't remove the back and everything's built in. You can't take, you know, the back cover off or anything like that. Wireless charging is built in. All you need to do is buy the wireless charging dock and you just put it on there and it starts charging wirelessly straight away without any problems. So I think that is pretty cool that they've integrated that in, and you don't even have to worry about buying maybe a battery that's capable of, you know, wireless charging or anything like that. So that's built in. Another thing that I want to talk about is battery life. Battery life, right now it's at 62%, and I had this running since yesterday, so it's been, and this, I think this was with light usage, but I think with medium to heavy usage, the battery life will definitely get you through the day, no problems there. Depending if you're a heavy user, I think even if you're a heavy user, it will still get you through the day. If you leave the phone, you know, just lying there on standby, not doing anything, I think it could get you about 2, 3, maybe 4 days. So battery life on it is pretty good. It really does sit battery life, you know, when you're not using it. So more or less with everything, with every single smartphone out there, you're going to be charging up your phone every single night regardless, but this will definitely get you through the day. Battery life on it has been pretty good so far. Another thing to touch on, this does have FM radio as well, which you need the headphones to show you that, so I'm not going to show you that right now. In terms of call quality has been good. I've made quite a few phone calls and I've been able to hear the person, you know, on the other end clearly, and they've been able to hear me clearly. I didn't get any drop calls or anything like that, so in terms of, you know, call quality and even text messages and stuff like that, everything's been fine and fluid so far, so no issues with that. You know, the basic functions of the phone, you know, it's still going to make and receive calls. And next thing, one of the bigger things about this phone is that camera right there. 20 megapixel camera. I did camera tests and some video tests which I have uploaded on my channel, which I'll show you, and you can go check them out if you want to, you know, see them for yourself. Camera is pretty good. You straight from the home screen, if you wanted to launch the camera application, you just press the dedicated camera button and it just automatically pops up and you can start taking pictures. So I'm just gonna take that picture right there. Camera is pretty good, especially when you're outdoors. I went around London and I took some pictures, and the image quality is very sharp. You can even zoom in as well and it still retains the sharpness. So the camera is pretty good. I have pictures and stuff which I'll probably be playing a few now, but go check out my video and you'll see for yourself. Actually, I've got a few here which I could show you. Like I said, I have them up on screen so you can see them a lot bigger, but the camera quality and the detail, especially outdoors, good. People have been asking about low light. Low light has been pretty good as well, especially with the flash. You know, I say it's about average. Is it better than the HTC One? I'm not sure. I think it's about the same. I haven't really put them side by side yet, but camera on it is pretty good, especially in low light. You can still take pictures in low light, no problems there. Next one to take a look at is gaming. I did a gaming video and I have some gameplay footage running right now, so you can have a look at gaming. Basically, it could run games just fine. I've played Modern Combat, I've played FIFA, I've played GT Racing, and it's all been fine. I haven't experienced any lag or dropping frames, or it didn't struggle to play the game. It played it with ease. So in terms of gaming, it's pretty much, you know, can handle pretty much any game that's out on the marketplace. And now one of the main concerns, or one of the deal breakers, if you're considering buying this phone, is this right here. Is this Play Store? Not Play Store, the marketplace where you could, you know, buy different applications and stuff like that. There is a good handful, you know, of different popular applications on there, don't get me wrong, but it's still lacking that variety because it's still kind of a new platform. They just need more developers to get on, you know, building applications for Windows Phone, and, you know, so, you know, you have more games and more applications available. But as it stands right now, there's a handful of games on there. Let me have a quick look. You got these you know, Angry Birds, Subway Surfer, Despicable Me, some of the popular games out there, and there's a few Gameloft games out there as well. So you got Assault 8 Airborne. Let's go across related. You know, got Assault 7. There's a few Gameloft games on there, but it's still lacking a bit more applications on here. That's one of the big things for me. When I get a smartphone, I expect, you know, a decent amount of good quality applications, but it's just not there just yet. They just need more developers to start building applications for Windows Phone, and, you know, Windows Phone could be a pretty good platform, but for right now, this is the one deal breaker for me, and it may not be for other people. You know, go on their website or go in the store and try out and see what applications they have, but they've got some of the popular ones out there. So let's go on to top 3 applications. You got Facebook, WhatsApp, OneDrive, Skype, News, Viber. We've got some Google applications on there as well. We've got Instagram, Spotify. There's no official YouTube application on there, but there are third-party ones. You got Google Maps, Netflix, BBC iPlayer. There's some of the popular ones on there, but I just think they just need to. It's nothing wrong with the phone, but the Microsoft just need to push and, you know, get more people developing for, you know, their platform. But other than that, there's still a handful of applications that you can still pick up the phone and use it without any problems. But that for me is a little bit of a deal breaker. It's just not having access to all the applications that I'm used to using on my Android phone. So yeah, that's one of my personal problems with the, you know, Windows Phone itself. But it may not be a problem for you. If you go in there and you see the applications that you use the most and it's on there, that's great. You could pick up this phone, because other than that, the phone is pretty much perfect. One other small issue I had with the phone, when you're just using the phone generally, say if you're web browsing or taking pictures, nothing intensive, you don't have to be playing games or using an intensive program. I've noticed that the bottom half of the phone gets kind of warm, slightly hot, and because you got the aluminium here, it kind of makes it even hotter, intensifies it a little bit, and it does slightly uncomfortable to hold after a long period when you're using it, and it starts to warm up a bit. That's my only concern. I think that might be, you know, a software problem. You know, maybe they could try to reduce the heat, maybe they could fix that in a software update, but that's the only concern I had, is this bottom there. I think that the CPU might be located right here, so that's why it's kind of, you know, getting a bit hot at the bottom. But I'm not doing anything intensive. It's just been, you know, taking pictures, browsing the internet, maybe downloading a few applications, and even right now recording this video, the bottom half is slightly warm, and it will get warmer as you use it more and more. So yeah, that's the only two small issues that I had with the phone. Other than that, it's been pretty good. Build quality has been excellent, camera has been good, software has been great so far. Easy to use Windows phone, especially if you're new to the platform. Very easy to use. That's your main screen where you have your tiles, applications are there, settings are in there, and you got your quick toggle, so you could toggle Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, rotation lock, and flight mode at the top. So that is pretty good. Multitasking, you hold the back button, you swipe across and you could just close down all the applications that you have open. So just like that. And the search button brings up, you know, Bing. You can search the web or your phone, maybe for contacts, applications, and you search the web and stuff like that. So that's just a quick look at the Nokia Lumia 930. And yeah, if you're in the market for this phone, there's nothing wrong with the phone. Hardware's great, you could go and pick it up, but just bear in mind that there's a handful of applications on there, but if you use a certain application on Android, it may not be available on here. So just keep that in mind, you know, when picking this one up. Other than that, the phone has been, you know, it's been great. No problems, no issues with it, other than the ones that I mentioned. And yeah, that's about it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Are you planning on getting one? Do you have one? Do you have the same issues that I'm having? Leave all that good stuff in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and show your support. And thanks for watching. Peace.